Hello everyone, and welcome to a new set of videos for a brand new game that I finally got working. Unfortunately, BlueStacks is also getting some free promotion for now until I can get some transparencies working. Anyway, Dissidia Opera Omnia is about to come out on the global side, and I've been playing this game for a long time on the Japanese side. And with it coming out, I thought I would show off the game a little bit because I have been playing for just so long. So I wanted to give my general impression, general thoughts about the game for this first video, and that has to stop. It is something that annoys me. So let's talk about it. First of all, I've been playing the game since day one, meaning that I've had a really, really long time to play it. Now, my characters aren't maxed because I don't play this game that much. That being said, I'm no slouch either. Wait for it. So let's get right down to brass tacks and talk about what this game is, basically. First of all, it is an RPG-based game with turn-based system. But the big thing that you need to know about this game is that, well, there is a weapon gacha system. Unlike FFBE, where it is a character-based gacha, this game has a weapon-based gacha, and it can add up really, really quickly. There are a ton of weapons in the game, at least 2 that I know of for each character, and 5-star weapons are rare. Not incredibly rare, but rare enough that they may cause you some problems. The other thing is that weapons are only available for so long. So if you want specific items, you will have to try really hard at the time. So let's take an example of one of my better ones, Ishtola. Now, this is a fully maxed weapon. It's about pretty much as good as it can get. They go from level 1 up to 35, but it's not quite that simple. Because this is a weapon-based gacha game, you usually end up with weapons like... That's a bad example. I'll find a good one here in a second. Here we are. Take Tifa's weapon. Now you'll notice that it only has a max level of 20. That's because any 5-star weapon that you get only can go up to level 20. You get an extra 5 levels per each duplicate of the item you can fuse into it. So, as it so happens... Oh, I can scroll on this because I'm playing on computer now. That's exciting. Take this. Now, this is a weapon for a character. It doesn't really matter who, but we have a duplicate sitting right here. So by fusing it in, you will notice that the max level will go up by 5 to a max level of 35. So let's fuse it. You'll also notice that the CP goes up as well as the base level goes up too, and its stats. So as you can see, you will need a total of 3 copies of any weapon to fuse in. Now, it's not to say that you won't get multiple chances later or anything like that, but some weapons just happen to come and go, and there are different weapons with different abilities later. It does make you have to choose a little bit of what you want. Now, if you're good enough and you are lucky enough to get max, like me with Ishtola, I have this weapon fully maxed, and it's about as strong as it can possibly be. There's also armor with the exact same features. Hey, there it is, loaded in. Same kind of idea, multiple copies of it to make the best equipment in the game. Now, as you can see, I have some good stuff. I don't have anywhere near enough, but I have never spent a single dollar on this game. Unlike FFBE, I have never felt the urge to spend any extra money on it or anything like that. There also is an enhancement system. Sorry, it's got to load in everything, and I literally mean everything. Now, there is an enhancement system for basically all of these characters with their abilities. So let's take Zack, for instance. As you can see, we have a certain type of crystal which you can get from just playing the game, as well as there's other ways of getting extra ones. But raising it to, where's the particular level? 20 will give them an extra attack that they can use, and the rest will give them stats and passives along the way. Also in Dissidia, there is a summon system, and the summon system is a little bit like the original Dissidia games. They are pretty much just pop in, do some effect, and leave. They aren't anything big or flashy. They're pretty cool, but they're nothing super impressive. Oh, I could get Pandemona. I don't think I can get Bahamut yet. No, I'm not far enough in the story. I have been a little bit lazy about keeping up with the story. But characters, basically, you can choose how you want to make your party. Different characters have different abilities and different effects. So my current party is Kater, who I absolutely love, Sephiroth, because he's incredibly strong, and Ishtola, who is just one of my favorite characters, so that's why I put her in. She's also a fairly decent support unit. Now, the max character level for any character is 50 currently, for a lot of characters, but some on the Japanese side who are incredibly old, like original characters like Ishtola, have been the first characters to get a level increase up to 60. Just making sure. So you have passives that you can equip. There we go. And like I said, once you get to level 20 in the crystal level, which you can see up here, you get an extra ability that are really, really strong. So leveling your characters is important. There are also, with brand new characters, EXP up events currently on the Japanese side that give an easier way to level a lot of characters. So I'm going to show you a few systems before the game comes out. First of all, when it comes to armor, armor really isn't that bad because eventually you'll get a lot of these kind of points. And 5 of them will allow you the choice of any armor for any unit you want. Equipping that unit's armor gives special abilities, or, well, okay, an added bonus for that unit. You always want that unit's equipment for it. So, for instance, right now, if I needed any Ishtolas, I could easily get 4 of them with 20 of these coins. Now, the other thing is the Japanese side has been out for a year, so it is fairly generous. It is fairly generous. This is just my purchase history. So with that being said, let's actually go take a look, because there are daily login rewards. They're fairly decent. And as the game has gone on, the game has gotten better at giving EXP, items, and just many different types of events. The other thing is that on the Japanese side, characters have come out very regularly, and I would assume they will be the same for the global side. For instance, currently we have Rydia here. Rydia has her event. It's available for many days. If you miss the event, you miss the chance to get that character, but you will get another chance later on, so it's not a big deal. Unless you miss a character that you really want, then it kind of is a big deal for a while. And every day the system operates on a rotating gem system. So you can unlock these per day by using keys if there is a certain type of crystal you need. Earth crystals, fire, wind, water, or darkness. Whichever you need, there is a way to get it. There also is extreme challenges. I would say that this game is not short of any challenge, but since where my characters are, I will show off a level 30 mission really quickly. But before we do that, I also want to demonstrate this system. This system, by using certain books, you can up things like EXP for a certain amount of time. Right now, I have used a book that will give us a bonus for approximately, well, 30 minutes. There is also a friend list where you can store friends. It's very handy if you find someone who is incredibly powerful. So now we're going to show off what the game actually plays like. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Cracked my neck. Needed to do that. So as you can see, right here we have a turn-based style system. So we can tell exactly who will get the next attack. Unit A, this guy right here. So we want to shut him down. Y'shtola has, and this operates exactly like the other Dissidia games. You have bravery attacks and HP attacks. HP attacks will do damage, bravery will remove an enemy's bravery, and potentially, like so, send them into a break status, giving your units a boost in bravery so they can do more damage. Now, of course, you have regular attacks. They start off with a regular bravery, an HP attack, and one special ability. By getting up to level 20 with their crystals, you will get a fourth ability to which there is only one to my knowledge. The other thing here is you can see our summon gauge. As we do turns, it will slowly increase to fully maxed, and we will talk about friend units in a minute. So first, let's show an ability. Now, some units like Sephiroth get major bonuses for equipping their weapons and armor. As well, their fourth ability can be an HP attack that still does bravery damage. Like so. You can also see that Sephiroth gives himself a bonus. Doesn't matter for this enemy because we have already won. Bravery will shoot out and do HP damage, but set your character to 0 bravery, which can be risky if the enemy breaks you. This is kind of a risk-reward system with attacking and knowing when to attack, and you always know when your enemy and who your enemy will attack next. Take, for instance, this Ahriman. He has already shown us that he is targeting Sephiroth, but when we break him with Kater here, he also gets delayed a bit. So this can be a big part of strategy. Who do you attack? When do you attack? When should you use HP attacks? When should you use bravery attacks? It does add a big layer of strategy to the game. Now, Y'shtola's ability here, not only is it very, very strong, but it will also delay this mover's turn. As you can see, he got very much pushed back. Now, these guys have a lot of HP, and since he's targeting Sephiroth, if we were to use an HP attack, we will get broken the next turn and be put into a very risky spot. So instead, we are just going to bravery. Also here you can see characters have a max amount of bravery and a minimum amount of bravery. Or their current level of bravery, I should say. They also have HP. When your HP is completely depleted, not deleted, a character will be knocked out. And to my knowledge, I don't use any healer characters that much, but there isn't a way to revive. There are some characters who can heal HP though. So now, units like Y'shtola are incredibly good for support. So we're going to show that off because we have time and we're under no threat. So this ability is Y'shtola's level 20 ability for the crystals. Let's see what it does. Not only does it up hers, it also gives Sephiroth here some extra attack. So we're going to use his HP attack because it's going to boost his maximum bravery. As you can see, his power level is growing with each and every use. Every character is different in this game. Every character has some unique features that makes them very, very strong. By maxing out your weapons and armor, it makes the game much easier. But that's not to say that the game is without challenge. This game does have a fairly good degree of challenge. So, as you can see, we currently have Sephiroth, Kater, sorry, forgot her name for a second. And she's one of my favorites, go figure. And Ishtola's turn. So we know we have a good amount of time before these guys get to do anything. Good news for us. So we'll use Sephiroth here. And we're going to attack the one that was targeting Sephiroth. So right now, even though he has 0 bravery, he's very, very safe. Next, we will HP attack this guy and get rid of him. Never mind, we're going to take out the bigger threat. And last but not least, we will show off the friend unit system. Unfortunately, this fight isn't really long enough for us to do a summon, but that's okay. We'll show it off in another video. This is the example of a level 50 character with maxed out weapons for herself. Incredibly strong. You're also ranked on a grading system for how well you perform, which will earn you a certain amount if you get higher than what is needed. As well, there are always tasks you can do to earn extra crystals for pulls. So as you can see, we got a bit of an EXP bonus there. Pretty nice. Not super worried about it or anything. And this is the weapon gacha system. Brand new characters never get any kind of a discount because they are brand new and you want them. However, for older characters here, like this banner, which has Fujin, Irvine, and Setzer, there is a first-time discount. There also are tickets given away in the game, which do not guarantee anything good, but are free pulls. The amount of crystals that are given away in the game is pretty good. So we're going to do an example on here on the Squall banner and see what it is. Because every time you do a pull, whether it is 5 or 2,500, you are always guaranteed at least 1 5-star. So let's go ahead and do a pull just for fun. Now, here's how the weapon gacha works here. It's also an armor gacha, I should say, too. Basically, it starts off at the 3-star, then goes up to the 4-star, and then gets a 5-star. The rates are so-so. It is possible to get 5-star, multiple 5-stars in a pull. It's not the most common thing. There we go, we got one of Squall. Hey, we got 2 of Squalls. That's awesome. So we got a double flame tongue. Pretty nice. I don't think that'll put me over, but let me just check. I also want to check. See. So we already have one of Squall's. This is good news for us because I always click the wrong thing. There we go. Click the left side because they make it difficult on you. So that boosts this weapon considerably in its output. Now we're only 1 away and maxing it to its best level to get it up to a fully realized weapon. Not bad. Tickets are somewhat given away generously. But yeah, so let's talk about the story when it loads. Story operates on a grid-based system with events that are story events and then battle events. Gold, if you've played the old Dissidias, you'll recognize these symbols. Incredibly easy battles, medium quality battles, and difficult battles. So currently, we are on a difficult battle in Chapter 9. So, in these tabs, you can not only see what you have to do to get certain things, beat within 75 actions, for example, your challenge score that you need to get higher to get the reward, you can also see exactly what enemies you'll be fighting. We will take... I'm kind of tempted to take Zack. But that's not a very good Zack. We'll take Aiko. Why not? There are lots of backgrounds, lots of different types of enemies. There also are a fair number of repeated enemy types. If you've played this long enough, you'll become very, very familiar with all the types of enemies. Excuse me, I've been talking too much tonight. Which I think is an excuse I do all the time, but still. So that is okay because we are powering up. Now, status effects are a thing and can be a real pain in this game. Basically, he made us weak to a certain type of element, which you can bet will probably show its ugly head really quickly here. Okay, so that puts us in good position here. So right now we can check. 2 of these guys are aiming for Ishtola. 1 is aiming for Sephiroth. We should be able to kill this guy pretty easily, though. Okay, I guess we were made weak to lightning. Now we want to get rid of the Ahriman first because he is a much bigger threat because we can keep this guy indefinitely down on the ground. Every time these guys are broken, they will end up getting thrown to the ground where they can't do anything for a long time. And here we have the chase mechanic, which comes from the Dissidia, basically shooting them against the wall and allowing us to get some extra bravery before beating him. Which doesn't really matter because in the next fight we don't get it back. But it looked cool. So really this game ends up being a lot of strategy. When do you do certain moves? When do you not do certain moves? All of these things come into play in how you play this game. So he's going to get back up. He's going to charge himself. Our Sephiroth has double turns because we are awesome. And we're a tiny bit... We might be a tiny bit strong for this content now. Lots of famous enemies come back, and I should mention that boss stories, especially end of chapter bosses, can be very dangerous, can be very powerful, especially if you're not pouring money into this game. But that being said, I've always beaten them. I've never had too much problem with it. Doesn't really make me that scared of this guy, though. He should be fairly easy. So we can use this ability, for example, which will power up Kater for the next few turns. Now he's still going to target Sephiroth, and while we have multiple turns... Actually, no, we're going to do this. So as you can see, bosses can have a massive amount of HP. But we got Sephiroth covered because we have Ishtola. As you can see, bosses can be pretty strong. Now, because Kater is maxed here, holding on to that is not going to be very good. It does put us in a somewhat awkward position because he is going to eventually attack Kater. Oh well. Next up, we can get Sephiroth to break this guy. And we can use... which puts us in a safe spot again, where he will be unable to completely break us. Alright, so next we are going to do a massive amount of damage to him. We're going to slow him down. We are going to break him. And now we get to show off summons. So you'll notice that the summon gauge is full. We can now use it. The other thing you'll notice is we got a lot of extra actions from the summon. This is the big deal of summons. Not only do you get a lot of extra actions, you'll notice that our maximum bravery for all characters has been increased. It allows us to totally exceed what our characters can do. So we can get a lot of extra bravery here. Pushing Sephiroth and Kater into very, very good position to do a lot of damage quickly. And now we can just finish this. All about strategy, all about planning, all about good use of your resources that you have available, because some of those abilities you can only use so many times in a fight. There's also a decent amount of crystals you get from just playing through the story, and you can power level outside. So now we get a story event. Sorry, my jaw's a little messed up. I'm just falling apart. Oh, it's Vivi. So stories are basically just scenes, but you get some cute interactions between all the characters between different Final Fantasies. Nande kana? There are also some original characters, as well as a lot of Final Fantasy names that you will just know. So we continue on, just fighting different battles to unlock new areas, and eventually you will get somewhere in here, there's the end. Here, we'll go back to a map that I've already beaten to show you. So maps come out about once every, I don't know, about once every month. But they are a fairly decent size where you can unlock different characters in it. Like, for instance, on this map, we were able to unlock Zell. Yep, there's some more Zell. Here's an original character. And I could have sworn there was somebody else. Maybe not. But still. I hope that has given you an idea of what to expect for Dissidia, Opera, Omnia, yada yada. It's a long title, and even though I think I got it right, I still don't like the title very much. It is a game with a lot of depth to it. The weapon gacha is not that bad, surprisingly. And while you can spend money on the game fairly easily, I've never felt the need to. I've never had the urge. I've never had the problem. There's been enough free stuff given away, and the game is just good with characters. So honestly, it's a game that you can definitely put some money and some time into, but you don't have to on either of them. So that's it for this very long video looking at Dissidia Opera Omnia. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will give the game a try when it comes out in the American territories and possibly Europe. I don't remember if it comes out same time. So that's all for now, and I will see you all in the next video. Till then, talk to you later.